Hello, everyone. Welcome back to yet another political episode. We are back today, this time with great news for Donald Trump. And you take a look at this electoral college. This isn't my average, okay? And honestly, my average looks nothing like this. This is Real Clear Polling's average, and it's not good for Kamala Harris. So you'll see every single state you'll see most of the swing states are under Donald Trump, except for the state of Nevada, which is trending. Well, actually, as you should know, that Bloomberg poll saw Kamala Harris win by 7. That is pretty much why we saw, in my opinion, a Kamala Harris hike in this case, all the way up. But it's slightly going down as we hit into the new month of September. Yeah, that September 19th to the 25th poll had Kamala win by 5. But yeah, we have a similar poll in regards to Michigan. You'll see Donald Trump leads not as big, but Donald Trump leads by 4. And this is incredibly insane, saying that this is the most liberalist state out of the swing states. And not just that, but that's poll alone, along with the poll from Trafalgar and the MIRS, or the MI news source, gave Donald Trump the edge. He is now at 0.5, which is absolutely huge. And that gives him the Electoral College. You'll see Pennsylvania. Let's see how Pennsylvania is doing. 0.2. And we know that Pennsylvania went to Trump before Michigan did, but now suddenly, out of the blue, Michigan goes back to the GOP, but much higher. Let's keep in mind, Michigan was under Kamala Harris the longest. It pretty much it was the first state to flip back to Democrats right when Kamala Harris entered the race. And it seems to be the last state. Well, we'll see Wisconsin here. Yeah, we're slowly getting back to Trump, guys. We are slowly getting back. Harris leads by 0.5. We're doing okay in Nevada, but I really like to look at poll averages in Michigan in Wikipedia, because believe it or not, it's not just Real Clear Polling that does these group of polls, but you'll also see that there are also some polls in regards to, let's see, like 270 to win has Kamala Harris win by 0.4. Race to the White House, Kamala wins by 0.6. Okay, Silver Bulletin, Harris wins by 0.1. Okay. Okay, never mind. I was looking at the wrong one. Yes, this was 538. 538 is 0.1. Excuse me, I have really bad eyes, if you cannot tell. Silver Bulletin has Harris 1.4. The Hill has Trump at 0.4. The Race to the White House has Harris at 0.6. And 270 to win has Harris at 0.4. So this is absolutely huge. Huge. And you're seeing all these polls, by the way, taking the margin of error, except for Global Strategy Group or North Star Opinion Research has that poll out of the margin of error. We got 3 polls that are in the margin of error. That 3.1 poll that shows Donald Trump beating Kamala by 4 is in the margin of error. And that is absolutely great news for Donald Trump. In total, Harris leads in the average by 0.6. And with our luck, it could rebound back to Harris. Harris gains back a point, because there's always some stupid poll like the Nevada poll that displayed that Kamala Harris was going to defeat Trump by 7 points. When we know that's not going to happen. That's not how Nevada votes. Okay, that's not Nevada. But knowing how that goes. But yeah, it's looking at these polls. We got a row of Trump polls. I have a feeling that Donald Trump could, and I mean could, possibly flip the state. And I'm hoping he flips it before our mid-October prediction, if you will, our mid-October forecast. I want to believe we're doing the forecast. You'll see the leaning Democrat is off the predictions tab. So that means, you know what? The idea that Michigan's going to go Democratic, it's is actually been deleted altogether. Not to mention, you got these left wing candidates, like for example, you got this new guy, Joseph Kishore, an independent, and but this independent guy, he's running under the Socialist Equality Party, and this is more of a Trotskyist party. Yeah, and he's going to take a lot of left wingers from there. There's Cordell West. He's also running a left wing candidacy. Robert F. Kennedy Jr. Name recognition, but most people know he dropped out of the race, and he's publicly appeared on television. He's appeared at Trump rallies, giving his full support to Trump. So people with the brain wouldn't vote for RFK Jr. Stupid people will. But of course, those stupid people, I don't, you know, they'll vote for him and expect him to win because he's just on the ballot. Jill Stein, once again, Jill Stein is probably the biggest left wing candidate to take votes from said to take votes from Kamala Harris. And then there's the Libertarian nominee, Chase Oliver, and he's mainly going to pick up some the more left-wing libertarian, the pro-choice, pro-gay, possibly pro-gun left-wing libertarian. And that's sort of my theory. But anyway, yes, additionally, voters have the option to write in candidates who file a letter of intent by October 25th. So yeah, it's looking perfect for Donald Trump in Michigan, and I'm actually predicting, it never used to look like this, but I'm actually predicting that Donald Trump will win the state. It sounds absolutely stupid and crazy. I could tell you, looking back at a couple of videos 2 months ago, when I looked at this video and I predicted that Arizona would go Democrat because of abortion, I'm like, okay, what has changed? This Kamala Harris hype is nothing than what right now than it was back then, and the Democrats are realizing it. That Kamala Harris, the energy is not the same, and it's just okay. The excitement, the drama is gone, and the real deal is coming. So let's start off with Pennsylvania. We're going to update our results with these new Trump polls, because Trump didn't just win big in Michigan, but he won big in all these major swing states, include Pennsylvania, Wisconsin. Now, Pennsylvania, I believe he just won by 1, or he won by 2. We usually we'll take it. It is what it is. You'll see Kamala Harris got away with a Quinnipiac poll. I'm finally saying it correctly, if you will, a 2-point within the margin of error. I don't know if they're going to count this Research poll, which is out of the margin of error. Insider advantage, 1 poll. And yes, a Harris plus 1. All right. And this is what a Harris plus 1, and this kind of counters, then again, it kind of counters what it looks like on the said stage here. It's really Erie and Northampton, and we talked about those counties a couple days ago, like two days ago, I want to believe. Yesterday, I believe I published the video. Those bellwether counties, which Trump, according to local polls, is leading in, and which is a good sign. Now, it's the myth that if Donald Trump carries those counties, then he wins, okay? Because according to history, the winner of who ends up taking Pennsylvania's whatever electoral votes, because those electoral votes, of course, change over history. Whoever wins Pennsylvania's electoral votes always takes Northampton County, because ever since 1948, the winner of the said state of Pennsylvania's electoral votes has always carried Northampton County since 1952. I want to believe, actually. It was for that was when that record was started. But let's see, we got the main states that I think people say Bucks County is winnable, because once again Republicans are leading by registration there. I'm going to not disagree that Bucks County isn't winnable. I'm not going to disagree that that's absolutely incorrect. I think we can absolutely win Bucks County. But what I'm concerned about Bucks County is the women, okay? The college age women, because let's remember, we got a lot of Philadelphia metropolitan areas. And although I think there's going to be African Americans in Bucks County and other diverse groups that will absolutely help us in said Bucks, we got to remember that women, as a Gen Z, college age, millennial women, are going to make it extremely, it's going to make that change hard to see, okay? It's going to make it hard to see that racial change, or race by election day, because the uh, Gen Z woman is going to fill in that void, okay? And that we rather not see the change than absolutely see a change where it's a blue wave where Gen Z women are just taking the whole US country. That would be a disaster, guys. An absolute disaster. Can you imagine? And I'm not insulting Gen Z women. If you're a Gen Z woman, I'm fine. But um we're talking about agenda here. The Gen Z woman that are voting for Kamala Harris, they're just voting for her because she's a woman, and half of them are voting it because of the abortion issue. And I'm sorry, the abortion issue is not a problem. It's not an issue in America. The Dobbs v. Jackson decision, I've said it before, and I'll say it again. It ruled, it never said that abortion it was made illegal. It said that, hey, the federal government has no say. We're going to let the states decide. The Supreme Court basically said, we don't want to deal with this abortion nonsense. We're going to let the states deal with it. That's all they did. And the left is throwing a huge tantrum. They're throwing a tantrum because they are big government. They are big, elitist, corporate government. Big government. They want government to control everything. And when state governments they're mad that state governments control one issue, they throw a huge fit. They don't care if the majority, like 40 US states, allow abortion. They're just mad that the states get to control it. And the left will make it a huge problem. Like, women are going to die over this issue. They are not going to die, because really, you're not going to be punished for getting an abortion. No, the state just can't provide it. If you are in a state where abortion's illegal, you can still leave the state and get your abortion. The state just can't provide it. The taxpayers can't pay for abortion. And here's the thing. I believe a federal abortion for a federal nationwide abortion, meaning no restrictions on abortion nationwide, is unconstitutional towards religious groups, specifically Catholics, because their whole religion is surrounded on social issues and norms, and especially on abortion, where excommunication will take place if a Catholic is caught aiding in an abortion in any way. So you will be risk being thrown out of the church. But to be honest, we all have been aiding in abortions, because I'm from Minnesota. My taxes are going to Planned Parenthood. Part of my taxes are going to Planned Parenthood. Like, it's just disgusting. A Catholic man myself, who believes that abortion is murder, and who I'm against funding abortion anyway, but I'm forced to give money to Planned Parenthood, in which I am totally against. That's unconstitutional. To give an organization that you oppose is unconstitutional. And although I then again, do I favor a complete abortion ban? I would like that, but I know a lot of left wingers and some guys, part of you guys will also disagree. So guess what? I I support the Dobbs v. Jackson compromise, saying, hey, if I'm really really upset about the abortion, I have a choice to go to North Dakota or South Dakota, states where abortion is illegal. Okay, and that's my choice. If I choose to stay, then the abortion issue must not be much of an impact for me. And that's the Dobbs v. Jackson decision. If you are so concerned about getting your abortion and you live in like Alabama or Missouri, a states where abortion is illegal, leave. Leave Missouri. Go into Kansas. They made it legal there. Go to Kansas. Get your abortion. Live in Kansas. You're not going to be punished for leaving the state because of this issue. No, it's your right to leave the state due to political issues. That's democracy. And that's obviously Dobbs v. Jackson is a good compromise. And Republicans need to stop bending the knees and quit being afraid of talking about this decision. No, Democrats are fear mongering and they've taken control over the issue, and they're shaming Republicans over it. No, we shouldn't be shameful over this decision. Democrats are mad that they didn't get their way. Republicans wanted a lot of Republicans wanted a federal abortion ban. They didn't get it. Instead, we got a compromise. And today, most states still allow abortion. They're not throwing a fit over it. 10, 11, 12 states banned abortion. Barely anything. And a majority of people in the United States live in a state where abortion is legal. So stop whining about it. You can leave. If you're one of like the 30, 20, 15% that live in a anti-abortion state, you can leave. It's not that difficult. Those states ultimately elect their politicians that are Republicans that are in favor of federal abortion bans. So obviously those people, very tiny minority, a single digit minority, are not happy about the decision that their state has completely outlawed abortion. You can leave. So stop catering to a 1% of people in a certain state where they can obviously leave. This is what I'm talking about. The Democrats don't care about abortion. They're equipping this issue to appeal to women voters, especially young millennials and Gen Z voters. They don't care about abortion. They care about winning. They care about the party. And they'll do whatever they can, even mobilizing this fake issue of an outrageous fake issue to get votes. And we got to be weary because of that. So I thought it was important to talk about abortion. Why am I talking abortion in this Rust Belt said video? Well, we got to remember the Rust Belt has a lot of Gen Z women, okay? A lot of young college Gen Z women, okay? We have a lot of labor unions, yes, but Gen Z women that is a weary threat. And I'm not, if you're a Gen Z woman, I'm not demonizing you. I'm not demonizing you at all. No. We're just seeing a trend here. We're seeing a trend, and we are being aware of this trend. Okay, and this trend is specifically a threat and an indicator of what's going to block us from reaching 270. So we need to kind of be weary about that. Nevertheless, Donald Trump specifically is getting more white non-college graduates, and really he just needs to improve by 1 point. 1 point. Okay, maybe 2 points. Or like, let's just say the third party gains 1 percentage point. Third parties with an S gets 1 percentage point, split between Jill Stein and Cornel West. So that itself, Donald Trump wins, and I guarantee you, it's not just going to be 49.1. It's actually going to be more bigger than that. But I'm honestly wondering, can Kamala Harris still win without those Erie and Northampton? It's kind of hard for her. You'll see she almost won without. So yeah. Yeah, it's kind of hard because Erie and Northampton counties are they have strong white non-college graduates. Um, Looking at 2020, you'll see Joe Biden. He won by 1.1. Northampton 0.72. Erie 49.66. That was 1.3. So I'm having a hard time deciphering this. So average is saying Kamala Harris wins by 1 point. And yeah, I probably would, as of right now, give Erie and Northampton counties back, unfortunately. Simply because Northampton is all the way at 0.7. Erie is all the way away at 1 point. But there's no doubt about it. It's going to go back and forth, like I've said in previous videos. Michigan, definitely. I already have, and in previous videos also, I've made it clear Michigan's a hard state to predict. But after this genius model of like this all together, I just love that Cook Political Report released these county versions. It actually makes my job much easier. I found out that a 0.6 win for Kamala Harris is most likely going to look like this, okay? We got Ladue County, Kent County, Wayne, all these counties, and there. We got the Democrat counties, and it's just those two counties. There's the two bellwether. I wouldn't say the bellwether counties are probably for Trump are probably going to be in Michigan. There's going to be Muskegon and Saginaw counties. Those counties right here are going to be the bellwether counties in Michigan. Yes. And even though in this case Trump isn't going to win Michigan, Kamala Harris is. This is what a Kamala Harris 0.6 looks like. We're still going to give these counties to Trump. Okay? And then you got Wisconsin, which you got one bellwether county, and that's Door. In fact, Door County, I believe there hasn't been one election where Door County hasn't voted for the winner, which in 2022, I went over one day that Door County voted for the winner in every single election, whether it was Ron Johnson, which he won, or Tony Evers, or the state treasurer, or Doug LaFollette, the Secretary of State. Door County voted for them. So the idea is if Harris is going to win Wisconsin, then she's probably going to carry the bellwether county of said Wisconsin. And yes, you'll see in recent polls. Oh yeah, this is stupid. 4.6. This was Kamala Harris is winning polls that are out of the margin of error. Look at this ridiculous poll. Okay, I'm so scared. Kamala wins a 47-45. Scary. Research call. Come on. You got this poll here, 50-48. Let's give it to Quinnipiac. Their poll is actually within the margin of error. ARC Insights, within the margin of error for Trump. Trafalgar Group, within the margin of error for Trump. There you go. Okay? But yes, good news is it's not looking as bad. Like it's 1.1. I mean, not too different from Michigan. Again, you would expect Michigan to be more, which is more liberaler, to be more liberal. Wisconsin's just more liberaler by just point 0.1, which is absolutely ridiculous when you come to think about it. So it's always looked like this, in my opinion. So I'm not saying expect it to look like this when coming into election day. No, this is just the forecast, the weather forecast, right? Um, this is what the polls are saying, and comparing this to general election polling, because we will be looking at a lot of general elections in the upcoming days after the election. Uh, we're going to compare these forecasts and see if the polls were right or wrong. So, yeah, this is what the polls are pretty much saying. It's going to look like this, the 2020 repeat, and completely. So, this is what it's looking like as of right now. And then part of this, Donald Trump is gaining a lot. Why? I've explained the Rust Belt's pretty progressive, but that's the reason why Trump's gaining votes, because the former progressive base, the labor unions, have switched sides. They're actually supporting Trump. Teamsters head coach today endorsed Donald Trump. This doesn't mean that Teamsters endorsed Trump, though. The headmaster endorsed Trump, which honestly is a huge win. Despite not the Teamsters going out, it's signaling to other labor unions within Teamsters and around the country. You got the headmaster of the biggest labor union in the country, one of the biggest, endorsing Trump. You think that's not going to have an impact to other labor unions across the... Come on! You must be a Kamala Coper. A Coper for Kamala! You just want to hear good news about Kamala. And you refuse to admit that that's going to have an impact. Come on! Admit it! Like, let's... Okay. I can't force you to just nod your head and say that's going to happen. So I'll just let you be devastated on election day. You did it to yourself. So this is what I'm thinking it's going to look like. What do you guys think? Let me know down below in the comments. And as always, I'll see you all in the next political episode.